Welcome back. A local restaurant on the Shoreline is getting some national attention. It was just named by the New York Times as one of the top 50 restaurants in the whole United States. Nick Georgetti is the managing partner of Haring's, located on the water in Noank. Nick is joining us from the restaurant this morning. We have a little delay in our communication, so we'll try to not talk over each other, Nick, but congratulations. This is a huge deal to be one of the top 50 in the country. How do you feel about that?
We feel pretty great about it. We're very excited. It was certainly news to us. We're very lucky to be down here. We're very lucky to be down at a beautiful location right on the water, and hopefully we're doing something right. Sounds like we are.
It's certainly a historic location, so why don't you start by telling us about that? We can see the water over your shoulder there, but tell us about the location you are. Many people may know it. It was Ford's Lobster for a while, but it has a history that goes back way farther than that, almost a century. So tell us about that spot before we talk about the food. Let's talk about the location. Tell us about it.
Sure. So early 1900s, this was originally Haring's Marine. So Haring's Noank, I should say. Originally was Alan Cornelia Haring. They opened up a small, basically bait and tackle. They had some rowboats that they rented out, some small engine repair. They rented out boats. They repaired stuff. They had a bait and tackle shop right next to us. So we're lucky enough to have so much history right on the property, and a lot of these buildings are still standing back then. Some of them are partially standing, but they're still here, and they're a huge piece of the history and a huge piece of what we're capable of doing down here. We're very lucky.
And that's one of the things the New York Times mentioned was it was the lobster shack that you may not have known you needed. So what is it about the food you think? What do you hear from customers? Tell us about what the menu looks like and what you are trying to do for the people coming to dine in there or maybe even take out from Haring's. What's the theme? What's the menu look like, Nick?
Sure. So our menu here, our concept is basically a slightly elevated lobster and clam shack. We have the ability to bring food in right off the docks, as you'll see later on. But we have fishing boats and as well as many other local purveyors coming in, bringing us fresh produce, shellfish. Right behind me is also the Mystic Oyster Co-op. So there's a few different oysteries that work right out of there. So they're able to bring oysters right up onto the docks, and we can serve them same day coming out of the water.
Pretty amazing.
In addition to that, we obviously specialize in lobster rolls, tons of local fish, but our emphasis is certainly on fresh, hyper-local fish.
Well, you mentioned the oysters coming right out of the water and going onto a table. You can't get more farm to table, as they would say, than that. Now, I know this is part of the 85th Day Food Community Group, so people may know Oyster Club or Engine Room or Port of Call. So when you have these kind of, you said elevated lobster shack or clam shack, what is it that you're trying to go for a diner? I mean, who watching today should be thinking, I got to get in the car and drive down to Haring's?
Well, I'd like to think we actually offer a little bit for everyone. So not only do we have an awesome fresh lobster roll, we have bluefin tuna that's coming right off of our fishing boat that's cut and cleaned and served a day, 2 days later. We also have local swordfish that we're serving as well. So it's kind of a wide variety. We also have a ton of sandwiches. We've got some BLT, a smash burger, some fresh local salads that obviously have produce from all of our local farms and other local purveyors in town. But the biggest thing for us is trying to support local purveyors and farmers, fishermen alike.
One of the things I always like to talk about when we have restaurateurs on the show is that Connecticut really has a killer food scene, and especially down in southeastern Connecticut. People might not think of that area, but between the restaurants in Mystic, where you are in Noank, all throughout that area, there are some fabulous restaurants. So is obviously being part of a group that has other locations as well. Is that part of maybe the restaurant's claim to fame, that this is a place that if you're a foodie, you can really get some great eats at your place, but also at some neighboring restaurants?
Absolutely. All of our restaurants in our group certainly have their own concept. We are slightly more focused on seafood, as is Oyster Club, but our location of the fresh water and the boats that are coming in right here gives us the ability to kind of put on a show a little bit as well. So we'll have a boat come in, pull a big fish off the water, roll it up the dock, and it's quite a scene. And when there's 49 people, 50 people sitting down here on the dock, it's pretty fun to watch.
Now, I know I'm a summer guy, Nick, so I don't know about you, but I'm hanging on to the warm weather for dear life. Will you be open year-round? Is it just a summer operation? Tell us what people can expect as we unfortunately head towards the colder months, at least in my opinion.
Sure, we're actually very lucky. We were able to change the law a little bit down here for us specifically. We were previously only allowed to operate down here on the pad in the summer and then up top in our dining room in the winter. We now have the ability to kind of go back and forth. So if it's a little bit chillier, if it's raining, it's a little bit colder, we'll move inside to the dining room. So for example, today, tomorrow, depending on what the temperature is for dinner service, we may move in. It's a beautiful, cozy little freshly renovated dining room that's very nautical-esque, so it allows you to kind of hunker down and have a cozy little dinner inside, not necessarily just out on the docks down here. So hopefully we can get people not just out here for lunch. As you can see, we're very busy right now, but let's keep them coming back for dinner too.
That's obviously every restaurant managing partner's job. It's to say, come on down and eat. I was looking at the New York Times 50 Best. It's a scroll through website, and you look at all the pictures, and the food on yours is fabulous looking. But as I scrolled through San Francisco, Denver, Washington, D.C., Miami, and Noank. What do you think the message is for our local viewers to have Noank on that list with some pretty big time cities?
To be the only restaurant in Connecticut listed is quite magical and astonishing, if you ask me. There's a tremendous amount of fantastic food restaurant groups, not just in Connecticut but Rhode Island, all of New England. So to be the only one listed in this area is an honor, and we're very privileged to be a part of that. Just to be on that list is incredible.
Well, and you mentioned that you kind of put on a show. The pictures we've been showing our viewers and just the pictures over your shoulder put on the show themselves. Only about 30 seconds left. What's the best thing on the menu? If people are coming down real quick, what do you want them to order?
You got to get the tuna. Right now, it's as fresh as it is. It's that time of the year. Our boats are coming in. They're going out and they're coming back in with fresh tuna every couple days. So if there's anything on the menu right now, I'd say a nice tuna steak, the ceviche, even the tuna melt is one of my favorites. All
right, go ahead and put my order in, Nick. I'll be there as soon as I can. Nick Georgetti, managing partner at Haring's. It sounds great to me. The views are amazing. Thanks so much for being with us here on CT25.